Hey everybody, welcome to the channel today. On today's video, I am going to be installing the Rough Country rear license plate relocation bracket. Basically, the Moto-Built bumper that I'm going to be running on my Rubicon does not have a provision for a rear license plate. I've searched a lot on the internet for an option. I am going to be running aftermarket wheels here in a few months, hopefully, once I'm able to get the tires. So I needed something that had adjustability, wasn't too terribly expensive, although I think it was they're all kind of overpriced for what I'm needing and what I'm looking for. But the Rough Country kind of checked all of the boxes that I needed and was still kind of budget friendly. So we're going to put it together and see how it holds up. I also do have a couple, one cool thing I think from Rough Country, and I'll show you here, and got it out. So this is the rear light that I'm going to be running on. It has a lot of features and functions in it for the price, and this is kind of a universal. So if you've got, a Jeep, a side-by-side, truck, whatever, this will go on it kind of no problem. But it has rear running light, brake light, backup light, license plate light, and dust hazard flashing yellow amber light. So a lot of functionality in this thing. It was like 65 bucks, so we'll see how it holds up. It does feel great quality. I mean, it's pretty stout here, and but let's get into the install. All right, everybody, so this is kind of what you get in the box, and it was packaged a little bit better than this, but I took all the parts out and just make sure I got them. So this is your license plate mount. It does have a provision, comes with a little light for your license plate, but like you said, I'm going to be using the Rough Country chase light. It'd be really nice, Rough Country, if you made it so that your chase light would work with this, because I think that would be a killer combo. But then this is basically the way this is going to work is there's a mount for goes where the lug nuts are, and then you got this mount here, and then this is going to be your adjustability. So as you can see, there's it's pretty stout, and there's a lot of adjustability there for different tire sizes, which is nice. So hopefully they will work just fine. This mount is for chase light. And then you get your studs for your wheel, and then a bag of goodies. And this backing plate is designed to hold the retaining here when you mount it, so that it actually on here. So makes it nice and sturdy. Just gives it a little bit more thickness there to prevent it from bending forward. So we're gonna take the old lug nuts off and install the new ones and follow the instructions, believe it or not. Alright, everybody, the lug nuts on the JL are 22 millimeter. So I've just got ratchet wrench here. These ones shouldn't be too tight. I would honestly might have been a little loose. But you don't want to torque these to the full torque on like your wheel, just because one, they're not holding any weight, they're just literally holding the tire there, just making sure that these don't back off. And two, sometimes the mounts, especially if you have the stock tire carrier, they can break pretty easily if you torque them too much. So just usually about 50-60 foot-pounds I think is spec. So but yeah, just take these two lug nuts off, and then we're gonna put the new ones on. Alrighty, so these are the lug nut studs. So they've got a threaded hole at the end of it, and an Allen bolt's going to go in there, and that's what's going to hold them out. I like these that they are thinner than the stock lug nuts, because on, I think, my beadlocks, the stock lug nuts will not work because they're too large. These take a 19 millimeter on the end, which is what the JKs used to take, I'm pretty sure. So it might have been 21, I can't remember. Anywho's, should be a common size in your toolkit. So, if you're ever on the trail and you need to, or even on the side of the road, if you need to pop these off, probably be a good idea. Keep one of these in the car just to make sure that you've got it there, so you're not stranded. And have a flat, need to change a spare tire, and don't have the tools you need. But yeah, these are really easy to install. Yeah, that's sweet. All right, now, so we've got the Rough Country mounting plate and then the lower mount. And that's going to get sandwiched in front of there. And then you've got 2 bolts. And this takes the, what size is this again? An H5 or Allen key will work too. So installation on that's really easy. Just literally line them up. Alright everybody, so before I mount the license plate bracket, I'm going to modify it and drill a second hole so that I can mount that light on there. And I drilled the pilot hole, but I forgot to press record, so we're going to make it a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to use a step bit to get it up the rest of the way. Alright, one more thing before I get to installing this. This is aluminum, so it's not going to rust. I mean, it can oxidize, but I got just some black touch-up paint for an old vehicle here. And we're just going to put that in there to make sure that there's no corrosion starting on it. Nothing gets up behind the powder coating. I'll be honest, I'm sure it will at some point, but this is just kind of preventative. Try and, you know, stop stuff from rusting if you can. So I'm going to get that on there and dry, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, everybody, so I've got the upper mount and the license plate holder, and that's just going to go like that. It's got 2 bolts and lock nuts to hold it on. So we'll get that installed here real quick, and then it's going to go on the lower mount attached to the tire carrier. It does take a 13mm wrench for the nuts. So we'll get that zipped on. Alright everybody, so just wanted to show you, this is how much adjustment. This is on the lowest setting, and you got a really good amount of offset, but if you really needed to, you could come all the way out here, which that's about, I'd say, 9-ish inches. You probably wouldn't want to go that far just because there's not a lot of strength there, but even if you were like, you know, 2 or 3 from the end, that still looks like that's going to be, you know, fairly stable. So we're going to put it at the closest setting just so that there's a lot of engagement. And I might run, like once I put the bead locks on here and get an actual depth of what I need for my tire, I might put a couple more bolts through this just to make it, you know, super secure. But I don't know, I like the rigidity on this one. It seems like it's pretty stout, and we're going to put it on and then put a license plate on. Alright everybody, so I've got the mount up here, and I got my level rangefinder. It's about 0.5, 0.7 degrees. Get that a little bit closer for you guys. Now we're saying 0.4, 0.1. Make sure it's on there square. Yeah, so at 0.43, it was saying 0.5 to 0.7, so you know it's and then if you can see that, we're about 0.4, 0.5. So I'm going to call that good enough. Basically, you know, because I had to make the holes a little bit bigger, it's not perfect, but it's, you know, within 1/10 of a degree, 2/10 of a degree. So naked eye shouldn't be able to see that. But you know, me being kind of OCD on stuff like that, I probably will, because my KJ's projects is crooked and it bugs the crap out of me, and I think I need to get a bigger sticker. What do you guys think? So now we're gonna take the plate off, install that up here, and then put the light on. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll probably put the light on first and then install the plate. Alright everybody, so this is the chase light from Rough Country, mounted on the Rough Country JL license plate relocation bracket. I mean, I don't know about you, but it looks like it was designed like this would have been perfect. Like this setup, the size of the light, like I think it's gonna be awesome, and I really hope it works out well. Yeah, Rough Country, if you're watching this, you need to modify this bracket so this just bolts right in and call it good. Throw it in a kit together, and I think you've got a real good product on your hands. I would probably like to see maybe some more bracing here, just laterally, so that this doesn't sag forward or backwards over time. So that is one thing I'll keep an eye out and see how it does. But now we're going to move the plate up and then move on to wiring. All right, everybody. So we're now to the point where we need to run some wiring for the light on the back of the Jeep here. So it comes with a pretty good amount of cable here. Does have pretty okay butt connectors at the end of this, but we're going to use Deutsch style connectors. So basically what I'm going to do is cut this about yay here, and then we're going to run it through the grommet on the tailgate, run it with the factory wiring up in here, and then there's a grommet right up in this corner by the rear tail light, and we're going to go through there and basically tie into the passenger side tail light. So I'm going to set you up on a time lapse because wiring is kind of boring. It's, you know, red wire to red wire, blue wire to blue wire. Nothing too complicated. Rough Country is pretty nice in that they have color-coded the wires, and then they give you a breakdown of what everything is for. So I'm going to get started on that and see how we do. All right, everybody, so I got the Deutsch connector installed. It took me a while, I'm going to be honest. I turned off the camera because I was getting frustrated, but got it all on there. I do need to order one with 6 pins as opposed to 4, so right now I've just got the old-fashioned male, female, and then some heat shrink on it just to protect it, so it'll be good enough for now. But now I need to extend the factory wiring harness about 3 feet or so, so I can tie into the turn signal lights. So this is going to be real quick. Just put these in, heat them up, and they have some solder in there, and then make a good connection watertight. All right, everybody, so I don't know if you saw there, but the meltable solder joints, the waterproof ones, it's not working out too well for me tonight. I don't have my heat gun handy. I was using a lighter and it's too hot and it's just melting them. So I'm just going to use what Rough Country gave us, the male connectors, and just basically tie it in. I mean, it'll be inside the Jeep, should be fine, and if not, I can always go back in and address it there. So yeah, we're gonna throw these on there real quick and hopefully get this buttoned up. Alrighty, so now we're going to run the wiring down to the grommet to get behind the passenger side taillight. Alrighty, so now I just got to run the wires down through, and I've cut a hole in the grommet on the inside. So gotta push these guys in here. And run them through the grommet. Alright, everybody, so it's another night, and basically I've got the light finished as far as all the wiring. I'm going to throw up a photo of the wiring of the passenger taillight and how I tied into it right now. Okay, so now I'll give you a demonstration of the functionality. So basically, just to let y'all know, I've got the running light as the red light, and it's kind of like a halo effect. And then there's the brake light, so it's brighter than that. Got the license plate light and reverse lights. Now, I wired up individual wires for all of the functions. There is the chase light feature, which I am going to run on a S-Pod, which I don't have yet, but I've got wire there ready to go. So when I do have that, I can just tie into it, no problem. But I ran individual wires for the running light and the license plate light. Thinking about it now, you could tie them together and run one wire, because whenever your license plate light is going to be on, your running light also should be on. Now, if you don't want to run a running light and leave it off, then leave those separate. But maybe that'll save you some time and some wire. On the photo you've seen, I did have to change the colors a little bit. I did have most of the colors, but not all of the colors. So hopefully it's not too confusing and you understand what I did. So I'm going to hop in real quick, run through the features, and that's going to wrap up the video. Alright everybody, so this is going to wrap up the video. This is my installation of the Rough Country chase light and their license relocation bracket for the JL. Thoughts? Like I said, I wish that Rough Country had put a provision to mount this directly to the mount. It would have made things a little bit easier, not too difficult. You had to drill one hole. But I think that this is a really, really nice combination, and Rough Country, again, if you're listening, I would do this, and I think you'd sell a lot of them, because there's not a lot of solutions that I liked online. This ran me about $130-ish total. Some of the other major manufacturers have other kits, and they're a little bit more expensive than that, $150, $200. Again, for what you're doing, I think it's a little much, but I really wanted this light feature to run because on the bumper it has provision for pod lights, and I'm going to run probably just really cheap Amazon pod lights for right now. I'd love to run another set of like diode dynamics that have backlit features and all of that fun stuff. But then again, for just the lights, you're running into, a couple $100 or more to get that functionality. So this was the most economical thing that I could find that checked all the boxes, did what it needed to do, looked good, and because ultimately, if it looks good, it is good. So we'll see how it holds up. Impressed with the construction. It seems solid. I don't have any qualms about it initially, but longevity is an important component. So 6 months down the road, if this thing dies, I'll let you know about it. But as of right now, I think that'll wrap us up, and appreciate you all for watching, supporting the channel. We're over 375 subscribers now, which is awesome again. And yeah, have a great night, and I'll see you guys on the trail.